Guys, check this here, bringing you another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, we are finally going to be going over the bombers. I know I promised this a couple days ago, but it just took a little bit longer to get them, and obviously we had some last minute changes, unlocking and maxing out the shock launchers versus getting the bombers. So, do we have a chest coming up soon? Chest coming up soon. That's going to give us 18 keys, so we'll say 20, 64. So that's going to, we're going to be just one key shy of the 4th engine room. So we'll have that coming tomorrow, so make sure to subscribe, stay tuned, all the good stuff. But what we're going over today, guys, is how to use Bombardiers. Now, here's the thing. Right now, at 3 engines, Heavy Drinkers is still, overall, it's probably the best meta. But Bombers can be very useful in certain situations. So let's just go over... everything we said in the last video is still basically runs true. Using the Heavy Drinkers is great for bases that have one shock launcher, no shock launchers. It's actually better than Bombers. And for bases that have 2 shock launchers, it's kind of up in the air. Essentially, what I do is I base it off of the kind of the perceived tech level of the guy that I'm going against. What I mean by that is just the level of his defense. Because if he's got a ton of cannons, a ton of max mines and boom mines and flamethrowers, Heavy Drinkers sometimes don't survive all that well. Sometimes you need more firepower than just simply those 4 bolts of heavies. So, using Bombers, it's a little easier, I guess. It's not like as cut and paste as the Heavy Drinkers, where it's like if they have XYZ, you do XYZ. It's kind of, you spread them out a little bit more, and you know the battle's going to take somewhere between 20 to 40 seconds, just based on the other guy's layout. And you don't really do much once you put them down. So essentially all I'm doing here is I'm just looking at his base. I'm looking at where he has most of the defenses, and I split them up just like this. I go 1, 2, and bullet on the side that has the more defenses. I go 2 bombers in the back, and then on the other side with less defenses, I go 2 heavies and 2 bombers, and that's essentially... that's the hardest part of the attack right there, is just figuring out where to put them down, when you want to spam... energy drink, which really there isn't a bad time to use it, unless you're getting shocked like the chicken was right there. So I'm actually going to throw a shock down on that launcher over there, because my troops are going to last without any issues really. So we can use the heavy drink now, and I just want Bull to get out in front and try to clear some of those mines. We had a bad split there. All the bombers went to the left, which is unfortunate. I'm hoping they double down and go back to the right there in a second. Of course, we don't want the bombers being hit by the shock launcher, so I'm going to throw a shock down there as well. I don't have any bombers going to that side. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm actually just going to flare onto this engine. We're going to have to wrap all the way up and around to attempt at having a chance of finishing this, which is going to be... it's going to be tricky to say the least. So let's go this way now. We're just going to have to keep flaring, and yeah. So we got a bad split. I might have dropped them in it's all about the landing. That's the only thing that matters, is just the landing. Like if you put them in weird spots and they spread wrong, you know, it could cost you 30 seconds. Because you can't flare them until the engines are down, right? That's the whole idea. So that definitely cost us that match. So that's what I mean. It's kind of, you know... it kind of is what it is, I guess, but it's a little bit up in the air more so than using the Heavy Drinkers. I was definitely having a lot more fun with the Heavy Drinkers, for sure. So that's essentially it. Now, you don't just have to use heavies. You can mix some riflemen in by all means. It's not just cut. It's not just cut straight heavy bombers. So I'm gonna find an attack that we won and go over that instead. Rather than doing one here live on the fly. Now this is a perfect example, because this base is tough for Heavy Drinkers. 4 bolts of heavies to get through all that with all those cannons and boom mines. That's essentially what he's designed it against. So it's a little trickier. So you see right here, I use the I use the heavies and bombers on the left side, and then we have the heavies, bombers, and bullet on the right side. That's got a little bit more single target damage, and we just go through the base just like this. And it's the same thing, you know. I'm shocking the group of boom cannons because they're doing a lot of damage to bullet. We're letting them to just kind of run out on the left side and free clear, and then we're doing the same thing on the right. I'll move it into the next speed, and then we just let them free clear from there. And they just go ahead and they take down the engines as quickly as they can walk up to them. So that's basically the entire idea. And I mean, if you can find bases that have one shock launcher, or they have two, or they have two in like a bit of a lower tech level, then I mean, it's not impossible to say you can't still use heavy drinkers. So it just kind of depends how the base is laid up. So for this one, I think we could actually use the heavy drinker, but for the sake of the video, we're gonna go ahead with bombers, I guess. Now let's just go. Let's go like this. So we're gonna go. We're gonna go 1, 2, bullet across the bottom. 1, 2 bombers, and I'm actually going to delay drop the second batch of heavies and bombers because I want to make sure that they go to the right and don't get stuck by that mortar. So we're gonna let the bombers take out that mortar, and then I think we're gonna go just like this, right at that top right hand side there. Now we can go ahead and start using our shocks over here. I probably should have hit that launcher, but that's okay. And let's go like this. Let's get a bullet energy drink going. Okay, so we got a better spread on that right. That's just where I put the flags. It wasn't really that much of a spread issue, I guess. So we want to make sure that we do that. And these bombers are probably going to die, I think. I don't know which way they're going. Okay, they're going down. Alright, so we need those bombers to turn quickly. And we'll use an energy drink here. We're getting close to being able to flare. And, okay, 1, 2, 3. I think it's close to 4 shots. A little bit more than 4 shots. So now we can flare. Now we can use bullet. And we can take that down just under the 3-minute mark. So it's going to be close. We scouted for a long time on that one, though. So I'd be very surprised we lose this. But yeah, that's essentially... There it is. Yeah, we won by a lot. So that's essentially what you're doing, guys. I mean, yeah, if you guys have other ideas, comments, concerns, let me know that down below in the comment section, of course. But yeah, we're still slowly progressing forward with it. It's just not as crazy as the heavy drinkers, where it's just like, you know, you switch to this and then you're just flying, rocking and rolling, clucking and ducking. But okay, this one's interesting. So let's actually go 1, 2, and then let's go 1, 2, 3 bullet, and then 1, 2, 3 bombers. Because I think we'll be able to survive with just one boat of heavies there on the left. There's not too much that's really in our way there. So we're going to go like this. Bullet's going to eat all those shocks for us, which will be okay for right now. I just got to keep him alive because we're not going to be able to use energy drink on him. Let's keep those boom cannons down. And we're just waiting for the bombers to turn. Okay, let's use energy drink there. Heal up Mr. Bullet. We're looking fine on the left there. That was okay. No issues there. So we're going to shock here. We're going to shock here. And now we're going to use energy drink. Bullet did get clipped, but I think that's okay. There's a lot of mines left, which is a little bit concerning. Okay, so now, remember guys, we don't have any engines down the left side. We have our entire army up here. So we can essentially just flare like this. I'm thinking, as long as the shock launcher stays targeted on bullet and the heavies and not the bombers, and boom, before we even got it out of our mouth, we got 254. And the time's a little bit different, but it's typically taking people a little bit longer to get through the base. 254. Oh, it's gonna be close. 7, 6, 5. It's a draw. No, he beat us. No way. Oh my god, man. Oh yeah. So, you know. But we want to talk about bombers, guys. There you go. It's not always better than heavy drinker, as we just saw, unfortunately. But oh man, those 1 second battle losses just cut through you like a knife. Oh, that's painful. But yeah, let's go over another victory here. A whopping victory by over a minute. And we'll just show you kind of the same thing. So bullet, 2 heavies, and then 2 heavies, 2 bombers, with 2 bombers behind the heavies as well, on the one side, and then we're trying to keep those bombers alive over there, but eventually some do join the battle, but we were able to take it down with bullet, and that's essentially, you know, that's basically the whole thing, guys. That's basically the whole thing. So, yeah, but you know, make sure that your base isn't susceptible to heavy drinkers, that you're not gonna be getting crushed by that too easily. So, it's a bit of a mix-up, honestly, but it's important to know how to use them, and it's important to get them upgraded and unlocked and stuff too, because at 4 engines, you're not really using heavy drinkers. You're not really using heavy drinkers past rank 17, past into rank 18. You're going to be seeing a lot of foreigners. You're going to be seeing a lot of bombers. So it's a good idea to get them unlocked and get ready for that as sooner rather than later. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. That is going to wrap up the video today. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative, and we'll see you next one. Guys, checking out Bear.